What do I mean by a 2D toolkit? Well, in this case, I'm using this GridIT from Cocoon. It's available on Amazon. I'll put some links in the description below. It comes in lots of different sizes as well. This particular one is 200 millimeters by 120 millimeters, or 8 inches by 4 3/4 inches. So it's pretty flat, it's stiff. What's really good about it is the webbing, the elastic webbing that it has, that's interlocked, so it allows you to fit different things in here. What gave me the idea for this, to use this as a basis for a toolkit? I was watching a video from Earthling EDC. I'll put a link to him in the description below. Some excellent stuff there. He has a pocket rack, which he uses as a toolkit, a mini toolkit. It's essentially a 3D printed flat piece of plastic that you then wrap around elastic or other stretchy sort of cordage to hold on different tools. So I do recommend you check it out. Please watch this video first and then go and have a look at that. And I saw this pocket rack from Earthling EDC and I thought, well, I've got something like that already. So I found this out. I normally use this for cables, and I'll show you it fully loaded with cables as well. And I thought this would be really good for a toolkit. Here's my GridIT as I was using it previously with cables in it. It allowed me to have some wired iPhone earpods, a couple of USB-C mini cables, a lightning cable, a few cable ties, and some spare batteries. So I did have this in my bag. It was just a useful way of keeping those together. It's probably a little bit of overkill for this, and in fact what I've moved more to is having a small bag with these things in. It's too big to go in my pocket. There are smaller ones available. I think you can get them as small as 5 inches by 7, which would probably fit in a front trouser or pants pocket. This I could see fitting more maybe in a jacket or coat pocket, or in a side pocket on a rucksack, so you've got tools together. So let's see what it's like when it's fully loaded. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You can see that the tools fit on here well. They're well held on and they don't fall off. You can hold it vertically, you can hold it upside down. You can see why I call it a 2D toolkit, because everything is laid out flat. You can see everything really well. You could hang it up if you wanted to, and you can use that to put it in and out of a bag. Fully loaded, it weighs in at 421 grams with the things that I have on it at the moment, and that's about 15 ounces. So it's too big and too heavy for a pocket carry. It could maybe go in cargo pants pocket, in one of the big pockets. I see this more as going into maybe a coat or a jacket pocket, or in a tool bag or sort of work bag. The good thing is that if you've got something to do, some work to do, you can just take the whole thing out and you've got everything visible in front of you. So it's really easy to get things out from here. Let's take a closer look. So just putting it down, let's see the things I've got in here. So first of all, I've got my Olight i3T EOS. This is a really useful flashlight. It uses one AAA battery and it is great to have. It has a double clip on there, so you can clip it in a pocket. That's how it clips onto here, and also you can clip it onto the peak of a cap. Next, I've got this small adjustable spanner, and this is really useful. I've got this and the knipex, so that means I can work on something that has a bolt with a nut those work really well. If you look at some of my other videos, I go into the knipex in more detail, or knipex as I should say. Then I've got the ratchet from the toe peak set. Also, I've got another video about this. This is an excellent small 1/4 inch ratchet. And then with that, I've got some bits. So this was just a cheap bit set that came with another driver. I've got a pen, a small pen. I don't know where this came from. I've got a feeling it might have come in some upmarket Christmas crackers that we had once. But it's a small pen and it is twist to open and it writes well. So I have that there. I've then got a clipper lighter because it's always useful to have a way of making a fire or burning something or melting something. This is something new. Let me just get this out. This is the True Utility Tweezer tool. Now, my son got me this for my recent birthday. It comes with this clip which stops it jabbing in you and keeps it together. As well as the tweezers, it also has a couple of blades. There's this one which is surprisingly sharp, and it should be easy to sharpen. No idea what steel it is, but it's quite a useful small blade. And then on the other side, there's a utility tool here. Let's see if we can get a closer look. And this has a hook for opening packages. It has the compulsory cap lifter and a small flathead screwdriver. So quite a nice little tool that, and quite light. So I think he might have got it for me as a joke, but I actually really like it. And then last but by no means least, we have the Victorinox Bantam A-Locks. So this has an excellent blade, super sharp, easy to sharpen as well. And then it has the combination tool, so which has the flathead, the bottle opener or cap lifter, and the wire bender. So there's a little bit of duplication there. But at the moment, I quite like having these two in there. I could replace this tweezer tool with just a standard set of tweezers. I think that's quite a decent loadout, actually. So just checking the weight of this, which just move that out, just using my scales here. Actually, these are my wife's scales, they're her kitchen scales. So the weight of the GridIT by itself is 3.2 ounces. Or 95 grams. So that's reasonably heavy as it is, and I know there are lighter options for carrying things, but I really like this webbing on here, and it's super useful. Having gone through my preferred mini toolkit, let's just have a look at some other options that you could put in here instead. So one option would be to have the Spyderco grasshopper. So it's a perfect little knife that would easily fit in there. A lot of people have commented on my other mini toolkits, and please check out one of the videos. I'll put a link in there. Some people have pointed out that maybe I should have wire cutters, so I found these small wire cutters which can fit in here fairly easily. They're a little bit of an odd shape. Let's see how we can fit stuff around it. Or instead of the Spyderco grasshopper, you could have the Bantam. Now the red Bantam instead of the A-Locks. The benefit of this is that it has tweezers. If you don't want to have that with the tweezers, you could have the Boca Atlas, so that fits in here well, and then just have some tweezers to go with it. They fit in there as well too. As the screwdriver bit set, you can use this Victorinox one, which is really designed to go with the Swiss tool. So that can fit in there. You might decide that you want some nail clippers actually, and The benefit of these is if you've got nail clippers, you can also use them as wire cutters for small wire as well. I hope you found this interesting and maybe thought-provoking even for something that you could use. Big thanks to Earthling EDC for giving me the idea for this. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. If you like the look of the Cocoon GridIT, then I'll put a link to Amazon where you can find different sizes of this. I find it really useful. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? It really helps me to know that I'm making the right sort of content. I've got loads more already. Why not check out this video or this playlist? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.